Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I am an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Thank you guys so much for your patience. The bulk of this video was recorded last week and then the file corrupted and I had to reshoot a lot of it, but I could still use some of my samples that I made last week, so that was really helpful. I hope you guys enjoy. This is a quick and easy page, which is why it was so annoying that I had to shoot it twice, but you guys are so lovely and you gave me grace, which was exactly what I needed, because in addition to having the technology issues, it was my daughter's birthday, it was Easter, and we had an unexpected death in the family, so I was torn in a bazillion directions, and I just pushed it off till next Thursday. But you guys are amazing and I love you all for it, and make sure you stay tuned to the end because a time to celebrate you guys is coming up and I want to make sure you take advantage of it. I hope you guys enjoy. For this project, you are going to need 1.5, 2 sheets of paper, not even 1.5. You'll just need one piece of paper and a 12-inch scrap that's a couple inches wide, so maybe like 4 inches minimum. You are going to need the square punch, your tape runner, and your 12-inch trimmer. So let me start by choosing a base paper. I am moved by this pinkish color. I think that's the one I'm gonna choose. You want to like both sides of your second paper. I'm gonna go with this green one because this orange I love this piece, but I don't think it's gonna work with what I want, though it could. I don't know, I might change my mind. And this yellow, we'll see. So I'm gonna work with this pink and green. The pink is going to serve as my base. I don't have to do anything to it. I'm done. But this green sheet, I'm going to pull out my square punch and I'm going to make several punches on here. I think 5 total. Now when I start, you're not just going to punch willy-nilly. I'm going to line my piece of paper up so that it comes to the very edge of the punch. Do you guys see how like it kind of disappears there? So I'm cheating that in just so that it's at the very edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch. I get a really fun square, set that aside. Now I'm going to scoot the punch over and I'm going to punch again when the edge of the square I just punched out is in the same place on the edge of my punch. I'm not sure if I'm using great terminology, but you'll see. So I lined up here and I punched. Now I'm scooting up. I've gone too far because I found the edge of my square, and I'm just scoot it back until the very side of that square I've punched is now tucked inside of my punch. Can you guys see that? All right. So I'm going to scoot, punch, scoot again. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm now lining up so that that edge of that square is inside. And I'm going to just do that all the way down. You should get 5 fairly evenly spaced punches out of that. Oops, whoopsies, I didn't put that all the way back. Mistakes happen, that's okay. I'm going to treat this as my practice round. Again, remember, you don't need a full sheet. If you have a full sheet, then you use it as practice. All right, now I have all these bonus squares. I'm going to try that again, lining up at the edge. Making sure that the back of the paper goes all the way to the punch, because that's what I messed up that time. Punch, line up that square. So now I have 5 squares that I've punched, and they should be fairly evenly spaced. You'll get better at practice. You can see like these guys are a little more even, and then I cheated a little too far in here. You just practice makes perfect. Try it a couple of times. Again, this is the square punch, so it works really well with 5 punches, but if you're using a different size punch, you may need to experiment. So we've finished with our punch. Set that aside. I'm going to pull my trimmer over. There's my mess up piece. Now here, I'm going to use some imprecise math. This is going to vary a little bit depending upon, again, what punch you're using. And I'm going to bring the edge of my paper all the way to my cut line. And when you are cutting, your cut line is that first dotted line closest to the left side of your trimmer. All right, so I'm going to put the edge of my paper on the cut line. I'm going to look over here and notice where about my paper ends. So I am 1 mark above 9. Well, I'm like right around 9 3/4, 2 marks below 9 3/4. And I'm going to scoot this over until the inside of my square is at the cut line. So this is just my quick and easy way to see how thick my side border is. All right, so I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's like 1/4 of an inch. So I can flip this over. Now I could have also just taken a ruler, but I am lazy and try not to bring more tools in. So now I'm just gonna scoot this down 1/4 of an inch. And yeah, that looks good. Right, I have scooted this over so that the edge of this line, the edge of this square, is on my cut line. I'm marking where it's at, then I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch over. And I'm going to go ahead and cut. So again, my marks aren't perfect. If you wanted to get something more perfect, pull your ruler out. I just kind of wanted to judge and see where I'm at. All right, so we're done with our trimmer. We're done with all of our tools, and now we're just going to put together a really fun border. So I'm using this pink as my base. Then I'm going to adhere my border to the side. I just have to decide whether I want the green up or the yellow up. And then once I have chosen that, the squares I've punched out are then going to just go right back into their hole. And you guys are done. You've got a simple page with a beautiful border. This works no matter which direction you turn it. And it also works if you flip this part over. So maybe instead of the yellow, I want green, and then I want yellow squares. I don't know, what do you guys think? Now, obviously I didn't clean this up to make it perfect, but when I originally pictured this, this is how I pictured it. Pink background, green border, yellow squares. But when I put it together the other way, I think I liked that better. Do you guys have opinions on that? You can also cheat this in a little bit. Let's try that. Come in about an inch or so. Put your squares in. I like it. Before I start doubting myself, I'm going to go ahead and just start adhering. And there we go. We've got a really beautiful, simple base page. I think I like this with the border on top. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to do border on top. I wonder what it would look like with a sticker. It's kind of fun. Right, I think this is how I would do it. This is not what I would place here. I'm gonna put like a regular 4x6 photo here. So that's a photo placeholder. Then I've got place to put a matted photo here. So a 4x6 on top of my 4.5 by 6.5 mat. A little place to journal. I can throw down a bit of, a little cluster here and here, maybe decorate this guy up a little bit, and I'm finished. I mean, guys, how fast was this? How fast was this? I think in about like 10 minutes, I created the border and I messed up once, created another one, and then laid it down, decorated, and boom, finished. So this can be a lot of fun to mess with. I was able to do a sample earlier. This is my sample. So I've got the green base. I'm using some tangerine cardstock as a place for, this one's got room for 3 photos. And then I did the border on the side, cheated all the way to the edge. I didn't bring it in. And this one was fun because of the stripes. I was able to do alternating patterns. So I did horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And I think that gives it a little extra something fun and special, some visual interest. I didn't add the embellishments or the stickers to this one yet because, well, sometimes you want a blank canvas before you add pictures, and then you can come back with your stickers and whatnot. And sometimes you're ready to go. It just sort of depends. Do you guys have a preference? Are you guys team pink or are you team green? I really like, and maybe it's because this one's already all jazzed up. It's got the stickers on, it's got the journaling boxes already. Aside from this, remember this is just a place for a blank 4x6. So this one just looks more finished and complete, and I just love this pinky purple color. I told you guys that was easy. Wasn't it easy? But it looks so cool. Now, why would I use the square punch instead of just like cutting squares? Well, for one thing, I'm not wasting paper, right? Because the squares that I'm putting down the column are the squares that I'm cutting out of the piece of paper. So I'm not having to use another sheet. Second, why wouldn't I just use the trimmer? I've showed you guys how to do interior cuts. You can absolutely do that. But did you guys see how fast I did that by using the square punch? I love quick and easy. You absolutely could do this using your trimmer, just carefully doing interior cuts. And man, if you do that, more power to you. I think you're amazing. You're great. But I'm lazy. Let's be honest, and I'm always gonna choose the easy option. So that's why I love the square punch, even though we can all make a square, right? That's like one of the first shapes we learn as kindergartners. But when you can make an easy and fast square, you're gonna win the game. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video that it is getting very, very close to celebrating you guys. If you guys have been watching what I call my vanity counter, my woohoo, we are getting very, very close to 2,000 subscribers. Woo woo! So once we meet the goal of 2,000 subscribers, I have a fun giveaway planned for all of you guys, and I'm gonna stop right there. Something is coming, but we have to hit 2,000 first. All right, so tell your scrappy friends, tell your crafty friends, and have them subscribe, and hopefully we will get there by next week. Alright guys, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this quick and simple video. If you want to stay in touch with me or continue to see what's going on in my life, make sure you follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm posting daily content, and you can send me one-on-one messages fairly easily. If you are looking to get inspired, come to one of my events. I host in-person and virtual events, and you can find those on my Scrap with Ash website. And then last but not least, if you love the Creative Memories products in this video, I mean, the painted garden, oh, those colors are so beautiful. They match my manicure. So if you love the painted garden, if you love the square punch, and of course, you know, we all gotta have our tape runners, go over to creativememories.com/cm/AshleyRush, and you guys can purchase them from me. All right, that is it for me this week. I look forward to seeing you guys all again here next week. Bye.